Hey everybody, it's me again, and I'm creating a new video here related to collection views. I, there's a lot of videos. There are a lot of videos on collection views, but I haven't seen many that deals with two collection views in the same view controller. So by the end of this tutorial, what you should be able to do, we have two collection views. We have one on top that scroll horizontally. You can see that. And then you can click on it, then it shows you this is another collection view that as you click on it, it shows you the task for that particular day. Now, I've used arrays. You could use anything you want. You can download the data based on, like you click on this, you can, but the mechanism works the same. All right, so let's go ahead and start. So we're going to start with a new project, file, new project. And it's a single view. And I'm going to call it collection views and video. All right. We click on next. And save it on the desktop. And we go to the storyboard. Here's my storyboard. Let's make it compact. And let's go ahead right away by adding a collection view. The first part, I'm going to do two videos. In the first part, I will do one collection view. On the second part, we will do the second collection view. All right. But it's important you understand the first collection view. So what you need to do here, here's a collection view. Now, of course, we have a collection view controller that works like a table view controller. But because we're going to have two collection view on the same one, then we will use the view controller that is given to us. Okay. So if you type in collection view here, and then just drag it here to the top, and just make it here a little bit thinner. And this is going to take a little bit of time to design, but that's okay. Now, this is a collection view, and we want to give this in the title in this collection view. Do you see this in the property? The scroll direction for this one is going to be horizontal, so it actually scrolls that way. All right. Anything else? No, that's it for now. Now, this collection view, we want to create an outlet to it in the code assist. So I'm going to create an outlet to this collection view, and I'm going to call it collection view 1. All right. All right. We'll go back to the view controller in a minute. All right. Now I'm going to add a label to this collection view. This is a cell, very similar, by the way, to a table view controller. Okay, very similar to a table view controller. So you have a cell in a collection view, and in here I'm going to make this view background. This background of this just orange, and then I can add to it a label. You can design this cell, okay, just like you have a custom cell in the table view. You have a cell that you can design in the storyboard here. So you can add to it things like label, buttons, whatever, right? So you can have a label. If you can find a label, here's a label, and that's it here. Okay. All right, now this label need to be populated, need to get data. Okay, where are we gonna get the data for this label? All right, before I forget, before we continue, one thing we need to do is I'm gonna make that center. We need to say that the data for this collection view, just like a table view again, and the data source, the delegate and the data source comes from the view controller. So it's a data source for this, and then delegate for this one. All right. So that's it here. What else are we going to do? Now, how am I going to reference this label? Well, to do that, you'd have to create a custom class. And this custom class is a collection view cell. So I'm going to say file, new, file, and then touch. Then here you can say collection view cell, UI collection view cell. You see that? And then you can call it my collection, my cell. Well, then you click on next, create, and then it's a collection view cell. Now, if we go back to the main storyboard, now, unfortunately, this does not happen automatically. First of all, you take the collection view cell. Here's the cell. You see that? Collection view cell. What you need to do, you need to set the custom class to that, to my cell. Okay, that's the first step. Now, after I do this, I can do the connection. So what you can do here, you can say, right-click, do the code assist, but the code assist for some reason does not show you, even if I select the cell, it does not show you the class that it's tied to. So you can't do automatic, you'll have to do manual, collection view, video, the project, and then you select my cell. And now you can take that label and drag it into here. All right, here's the label. Okay, and then you can call it a label. Doesn't matter. Okay. So that's what we have to do to connect the content of that cell to a custom class. Now, you could have many things other than this. It could be an image, it could be an activity indicator, it could be many things, okay? Anything that you can put in a regular view, you can add it into this cell, all right? So, but we have one simple thing, all right? So that is it for the design. Let's go back in here. Now we need to do the things that populate this collection view. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the view controller, and just like a table view, you need three functions. You need to say the number of sections, the number of rows, and the custom cell. All right. I've done that somewhere else, so I'm gonna first, before we do this, what you need to do, you need to say this class adhere to, it implements collection view delegate, collection view delegate, and collection view data source. So it knows that how to serve that collection view that this collection view that we have. Okay. Okay, we haven't, all right, we need to implement those functions, right? So the first function you could do is you can say collection view number, do you see that's collection view number of items in section and number, and that's cell. Those are the, those, we need those two, right? So instead of typing them all, I got already the code, so I'm just gonna go into here just to make it faster and just select those three functions. Okay, and I'll just delete them and I'll show you. Okay. All right, so first, those are the three functions. I'll just delete everything in them and then explain to you what they are. Okay. We are missing a function, which is the number of items in a section. I always try to, it's hard to find in here, so I'll just go to the other window and get it. Okay, that's that number of, okay, number of section. Oh, that's it, the number of sections, so we're okay. All right. So two cells. I was mistaken. Two functions. Okay. All right. So where are we gonna get the information from? Well, to get the information, we need to get. You could say return, for example, 10 here. Okay. And here, when you say, for example, in here, I'll delete that for a minute. You say return cell, you create the cell, and then you return the cell. Now, for the cell, you need to give it an identifier, just like a table view. You need to go back to the storyboard. This is your cell, my cell. I need to give it an identifier, which is the same one that I have in the class, cell. All right. So now if you run this, it will give you 10 cells, empty ones with nothing. It says label, 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 label. All right. You see that? And they scroll horizontally. So that's okay. All right. So how do we get data into these labels? All right. I'll move that a little bit. If we go back to the view controller, what we need to do, instead of saying return 10, we need to define an array that contains the content of that first collection of view. Now, we're going to put the days of the week, and I have already done that in my example. So I'm just going to copy those two arrays and explain to you what they are. All right. And the first, you don't have to worry about these two now. Okay, we're going to call that days. Okay, tasks, day task. And then this is collection of all the tasks. Okay, what are these things? Now, you need to get the data from somewhere. Now, whether it's core data, whether it's coming from JSON or a web service, at the end of the day, it comes to you as an array or a dictionary. So I'm simulating this as an array. Now, we could do JSON and all of that like in previous example, but that would take for a long time, and then this is not the topic, okay? So I have an array called days, and this one will hold the task for that particular day. This one, it's broken down into like every day, like index 0, the first element, which represents Sunday, has these tasks. The second element, which represents Monday, has these tasks, and so forth. Okay, so in the first, what we need to do here, we need to say return days dot what, days dot count. Okay, so that will give you the counts. Now in the next one in here, what we need to do, we need to get the cell and cast that cell to my cell, so I can actually get access to that label. So I can say, make that my cell, okay? And in here, I can say now cell dot label dot text equal to what? Equal index days. And if I can type days dot what, index path dot row or item. Okay. What this does, it gives me from this array the first, then the second, depending on what cell we're trying to populate, and this will give me the number of counts on that cell. All right, that's it. So now if you run it, watch what happens. Now I get those days, right? We haven't done anything with the clicking. We'll do that in the next video. So that is the first part. In the second part, what I'm going to do is I will add another view controller, another collection view, and then modify this class to be able to recognize which collection view you're using and what action do you want to do based on that collection view. All right, so I'll see you in the next video in a minute.